Okay, I'm gonna pull this up again, and actually, I'm definitely gonna go see this film. There's a film, and I saw Michael Knowles actually talked about this, and so I'll watch what he has to say after this. But so it looks like there's a film called Sound of Freedom that's about a guy. I guess he was a member of like Homeland Security, and then he starts saving children from pedophiles. Now, man, like having grown up in the Bay Area, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but there's a whole street called like East Oakland in California, like, right? And it is the number 2 or number 3 top place in the world for human trafficking. Like this, that entire street is it's a very international street, and what I mean by that is like every house is like it's like a community almost of different cultures and races, and they all live amongst each other. So you have the entire continent of Asia represented. So there'll be like a Vietnamese family, a Japanese family, a Chinese family, a Hmong family. They all live there, and a whole bunch of parts of Latin America. They all live there too in East Oakland. A bunch of different. There's not that many Africans who live in East Oakland, but there's a lot of African Americans who live there. There's not that many poor white people. It's kind of trying to be gentrified, but you could look up statistics for that. I had a couple of friends who had done like it was like trauma counseling for like rape victims and stuff like that, and I gotta say, like, this is an issue that really hits home for me. And one of the other reasons I continue to like try and speak to black women in Oakland in particular, it's a place where uh men, fathers, uncles, cousins, rapists, like pedophilia and rape molestation is so common in that community. Like, I don't know. I don't even think it's not really a question of like who has been raped. It's more about a question of like who has not. I have other talks on this channel about how I was dating a guy, and like he had been raped by like his uncle, like his brother had. But it was like very strange. It was like family members like raping each other. This was like common. Like there's not, it's so strange when you like look at like the black community, like, man, there's like, and the Latinx community as well. Maybe really, if you haven't seen it, go watch that Jeff Duncan talk that's about like equality and equity. Or he has another one, the one that's like Roses from the Concrete. But man, the shit that these kids are dealing with is a lot. Like, they're going to school every day, yes, and like they're social workers, yes. But like, when you have really like in a household, there should be a mother, a father, and children. There shouldn't be other people. When other people start coming in and other people are not moving out, like when you have an adult man who's on drugs or some other shit, like in a home with someone who has a family, it's not supposed to be like that. It's very strange. And there's something really wrong with that, but that sort of situation is very common because there's like these like intergenerational families, and people are saying and doing it as though it's this like positive thing, when in reality, like, it's like a failure to thrive, and it really promotes like incest in a lot of ways. But I'm not going to go into like all of the politics of poverty, but it's a fucking real problem. And the guy who cares about this is a real fucking hero, because like, I think a lot of you guys don't understand the way that these like funnels work. You think because the media will have you believing this, that like, being poor and being of color, okay, being black, whatever this situation is like something to strive for. And I would just argue in all the ways that it is not, because in so many ways, like, you as hopefully like a woman in society are seeing yourself as like, when I was younger, I used to see myself as potentially being somebody's wife, as being like someone's mother, and see those things as like being a goal. And the older that I got, I realized that the society is not set up in a way for that to be a reality for me. And like, there has to be other identity markers for me to like live and thrive in society. Like, there has to be another story. This is why I'm going to continue to cover Tracy Ellis Ross, and it's not to humanize her; it's more to humanize myself. And but okay, so to keep going, in the same way that people talk about like the schools to prison pipeline as being real, if it is very, very real, and there's like a need to keep the criminality culture going with like the rap music and the shows like Power, and to keep all of the black men like stupid and drugged. The whole purpose of them doing this is because like they are providing jobs in the economy, right? They are literally employing police officers who are going to go on and have middle class families. Okay, they're employing security guards who are going to get jobs at the prisons that these black men go into. Like, there is a, like, dear black mothers, there's a prison cell waiting for your children in America. Like, that's how it is. But also, dear poor mixed race children, like, you're not there aren't a million spots for more Zendayas to come. Like, she is one person, and I guess she's like one prototype that worked out, but like, how can you say it? Like, there's not really any other spots, because if you haven't realized it, like, everyone else already has their culture and their particular space in society. And so what this man is stopping is this, like, there's some weird shit that happens in like elite circles where people with money, especially men with money, buy all type of shit. They buy blood, they buy a lot of things. Like, I can only barely describe some of the crazy shit I've seen in Silicon Valley and in California. I've seen a lot of shit. Especially in Berkeley, I've seen a lot of shit. Okay, like, and I really needed to get to a place where the ground was paved. You know what I'm saying? Where shoes were made for walking. I said that to someone yesterday, and I thought it was funny, so I figured I'd repeat it here. But man, like, human trafficking is a I think they mentioned it in this Fox News article or quote. It's a $1.6 billion industry. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. There's a lot of, all over Latin America, when like, it's so strange to honestly have these conversations about like purity and marriage and chastity and church. Like, I really think it's like really important to like listen to that one song by like Kanye West and Frank Ocean, "No Church in the Wild." There is no church in the wild. You can create a building with a pastor and a book where everybody wears white, and if the mafia comes and steals all the women and rapes all the children, you can pray. You can pray. It's not going to stop the rape. You know what I'm saying? And like, women are more delicate and are smaller physically. So, and children are even smaller than that. They can't fight it off. You can't like shake it. And there is no protection. And so this one guy who created a little, I don't know what he did. I don't know how he did it. I have to watch the movie to like figure it out. But that's another thing I keep saying, which is just so shocking to me. Like, people really believe that we live in this like safe and good society, and they believe that like women are safe or something. Like, women and children are safe. Everyone there, they keep like trying to push everyone to have children. Like, why would you want to have more children in a society like this? There's already so many fucking children who are like really in need, like seriously in need right now. And also, just the fucking sheer anti-blackness of this fucking economy is so wicked. It's wicked. It truly is. It really is. It's not okay. And it can't stop because it makes so much money. It makes so much money. So much money. So it can't ever stop. Like, we all have to keep going. We all have to keep going. But I'm happy that more people are going to come out and tell their stories. It's just like, I think it's so frustrating because like, I mean, it's one of the major reasons I feel like I had to write Abortion Barbie, because like when you start to like actually hear the stories of like so many like all over the world, it's just like, oh, African women and children are just being like murdered and killed and raped, and like Latin, like people who look like me all over the world, they're like always just like killed and raped, and it's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. And like nobody cares, and it just like, it is heartbreaking. But like sometimes when you do come across like one person, like whoever this guy is, who's actually doing work like that, you just, it makes you feel like there's like a breath of air, not fresh air, but just air, where there's like some person who cares. But like, damn, like it doesn't take away the like real fear that you like feel. Just, God, I don't know why that one popped up on my feed today, but that's something I just feel so strongly about. I don't want to keep writing about like the safety of having a bed, but like, I just think it's so important for women, especially black women, to just prioritize their own money and their own apartments first, because like at least you can buy your safety with that, and that is actually really meaningful. Oh God, I'm sorry.